Alright, so this video is called 5 Most Disturbing 4chan Threads. Now see, this video came out like 10 hours ago, so let's get into it.
Gas mask. On the 19th of September 2017, an anonymous 4chan user posted a picture of a gas mask, 2 bottles of vinegar, and a jug of bleach.
Nigga about to make mustard gas automatically.
Captioned, about to test out this gas mask.
Nigga's about to fucking make
While
mustard
some
gas.
brushed it off, thinking that the OP was just messing around, a few showed genuine curiosity and egged on the OP to continue his experiment.
You're a dickhead.
Okay, post results if you live. However, this curiosity turned into concern when the OP returned with an update 20 minutes later, stating, "What could go wrong? We'll report."
He's dead.
Alongside this, he posted a picture of the vinegar being poured into a mysterious yellow substance,
Mustard
which looked shockingly
gas.
similar to concentrated chlorine gas. For those who don't know, chlorine gas is a deadly war chemical that was used by the German army during the First World War.
Oh, wow.
More importantly, the only chemicals needed to synthesize this dangerous gas are bleach and vinegar.
Wait, so what did they do? Like, what did it do? Like, did it like fucking make your skin like acid, or was it like just making you sick and make you get cancer or some shit like that?
Exact materials OP had with him. The OP either didn't know about the gas or seriously underestimated its danger. Unfortunately, by the time he realized the gravity of his situation, it was already too late.
Nigga's dead.
Because just a few minutes later, he returned with a disturbing update. "Holy, it hurts. Might have to go to the hospital." This also included a picture that showed his arm developing blisters and
Oh
turning
my
an alarming
God.
shade of red.
Did he
These
drop it on
symptoms
himself?
matched
Or is it because
perfectly
it's
with known signs of chlorine gas exposure, sparking immediate concern for the safety of OP and anyone in his vicinity. You
damn?
fool, that will burn your skin and soak into your surroundings. Legit question, please tell me you don't have an apartment / pets or roommates.
Oh my
Depending
god.
on your mixture, you just messed up big time. Let's say you made only 4 ounces of gas. That comes out to 29,962 parts per
I just want to know, how the fuck do you know? Did you be on the internet too much, or you did this shit before? What the fuck? How do you know this?
million. Concentrations of about 400.
Concentrations of about 400 ppm and beyond the general fatal of 30 minutes in a 1000 ppm and above facility inserted within only a few minutes. Congrats, OP. You're going to figure out what life is like, afterlife is like.
100 parts per million and above are generally fatal
This nigga needs to go outside, by the way.
over 30 minutes.
I mean,
And
good-
at
good-
1,000
good
parts
for
per
him that he
million
knows
and
that,
above,
but yeah.
fatality ensues within only a few minutes. Dude, go vent yourself somewhere and literally bathe with a garden hose. You are going to melt otherwise. It acts on flesh, not just on breathing pathways. It melts flesh, which makes people drown in their own melted lungs. But
What the fuck? How did they come up with this in the war? Did he just put concoctions together? Like, oh my god, this hurts me so much, so let's use it on the enemy. But then again, how did they do it before it got on them? Shit. But then again, they did have like military wearing like probably like masks and shit. So yeah. But damn, oh my god, that must have been terrible.
your arms can get messed up too.
I mean, they already look messed up low key.
While the other users were panicking, the OP made 2 other posts.
Oh my
showing
God.
His arm in increasingly worse condition.
That shit's actually
It's
melting.
starting to peel and fall off. Still hurts. With his last reply simply stating, "Goodbye."
Okay, first of all, why did you not call the cops or ambulance or anything? Are you scared that you might get arrested because you made some type of chemical or something like that? Regardless, you like what you're are you willing to die over your stupidity?
After posting this update, the OP vanished from the thread, leading many to believe that he might have actually passed away due to this
Nah, it's
experiment
no
gone
way.
wrong. Some even claimed the incident had taken the lives of several of his neighbors.
Oh
However,
wow.
despite extensive searching, I wasn't able to find any news reports mentioning such a gruesome incident.
And
If
probably
something of this
rumors.
magnitude had actually happened, it would have definitely made headlines. More importantly, I couldn't find a single credible source confirming just the OP's death either. In other words, we don't know what happened to him after his last post.
Damn.
The lack of any news coverage could suggest that the OP may have survived the chlorine gas exposure, possibly after calling emergency services and being rushed to the hospital. But that's highly unlikely.
Wait, how do you even throw that bitch away? You can't throw it away in the fucking garbage can because it's gonna be affected in the world and shit like that. So what do you do to throw it away? Do you just leave it there?
Even in moderate concentration, chlorine gas can end someone's life in minutes. Yet, the OP kept posting about his worsening state for over 30 minutes after creating the deadly chemical. Which brings us to the other possibility, that this whole thing was completely fake from the beginning. To some viewers, the peeling skin on his arm looks suspiciously like makeup,
Makeup.
or at most some well-done special effects. A now
I'm
deleted user
pretty sure too. If he was, I mean, he got another arm to text, but I feel like he'd be in so much pain that he wouldn't be able to text. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like, "Oh my god, this hurts so much."
on Reddit even added a personal anecdote to back this theory, stating, I have a face mask exfoliator that goes on wet and looks pretty much the same as Anon's skin in the first pic, and peels off like the following pics. See how the skin is peeling off and shows regular skin underneath?
Yeah,
If
that's
he
just
was
fake.
actually burned, the skin underneath would look red
Like
and or
meat,
bleeding.
like
He
meaty.
probably just grabbed one of his girlfriend's exfoliators and slapped it on because it looked red enough to fool people. If the whole thing was staged, it would also explain some of the strange behavior I noticed from the OP. Things like, why did he stay in the bathroom with the hazardous gas for so long?
Yeah, that's what I'm
instead
saying.
of
Like,
rushing out immediately?
make
And
no
how was
sense.
he able to endure the excruciating pain he must have been in, all while taking perfectly framed, still pictures of his arm?
And texting.
However, despite all the signs suggesting it was a complete hoax, there's still no definitive way to know for sure. Maybe one day a news article will be found that announced the OP's death.
Poison
or
gas
perhaps the
at
OP will come forward and
Wait,
reveal
was that real? Is that wait? Poison gas at Texas apartment leaves 1 dead, 2 injured. Is that him?
the truth. Until then, the gas mask incident remains one of the most disturbing threads in 4chan history.
Oh wow.
Bank robber. On
Oh.
August 20, 2015, a 4chan user posted his plans to rob a bank later that day, stating, Okay, today is the day. I'm going to walk into the bank at 3 p.m. with sunglasses, a hat, a sweater, a BB gun, and
Why?
this note. I'll get out, dump the sweater and BB gun, and ride out on my bike back to the hotel.
What's the
I'm
purpose?
serious. Wish me luck. Alongside this was a picture of a
Why?
handwritten note that he planned to hand over to the bank teller, stating things like, I want $5,000, $150 bills only.
And nigga, you don't get 5,000 fucking like 5,000 days sentence because you're doing this dumb shit. And on top of that, whoa, I'm not doing 5. If I'm robbing a bank, nigga, I'm going big, nigga. Give me fucking 30K, 50K, 100K. I'm going big, nigga. 500K. Fuck it.
And I have a gun in my jacket. However, threads like these aren't anything new on 4chan. More often than not, it's just some anonymous user who's bored, trolling, or desperate for attention. So, despite the OP's insistence on being serious about his plans, this one seemed no different. One user even recognized the OP from a previous thread where he talked about robbing the bank for $20,000 instead.
20K?
To make matters worse, the OP didn't use a VPN before, allowing someone to trace his approximate location back to Jacksonville. By this point, most
this
users
is
saw
Florida.
the OP as nothing more than a clueless wannabe.
Well, it's another
However,
Jacksonville,
while
but
everyone was making fun of him, the OP did what no one expected. He followed through with his plans, setting off a manhunt that would last for weeks.
oh, this
It
was
started
dead
with him
ass.
showing off the BB gun he
This nigga was dead ass. He was real. Wait, why would you bring a BB gun though? Because if cops are like dead ass about to kill you, I would bring a. I don't know. Maybe it's just a troll. This is the OD troll, but yeah.
brought to the robbery and getting drunk to calm his nerves.
Wow.
From there, he stayed active in the thread and kept everyone updated on his whereabouts. He also ditched anonymity and began posting under the Anon Dump username so others could follow his updates more easily. Minutes before the planned time,
Nigga
he
jumped the
posted
fence.
about someone stealing his bike, which he was going to use for the robbery before going completely silent.
Wait, hold on. You're gonna rob a bank. Well, he did say he's gonna ride a bike, but you're gonna rob a bank and ride back on the bike that, nigga, you're not gonna get away with that unless somehow they don't think it's you or something. You got a ski mask on or some shit like that. But still, you have to get a change. Loki, you have to get a change, a set of clothes or something like that, or something like I don't know. Maybe I never robbed the bank, so I wouldn't know. Who did he obviously not successful if he's posting this on the thread.
This led many to believe that the plan was cancelled, but around 25 minutes later, Anon Dump returned with images of the money he stole.
He
along with
actually
a
got it?
detailed description of what he did and what he was doing next.
No way.
However, while he saw himself as a master criminal, the police weren't far behind.
Yeah, exactly.
His hat and glasses did little to hide his identity,
You
allowing
stupid
investigators
ass.
to plaster his face across news networks. They also put a $3,000 reward for any information that could lead to his arrest. This left the OP fearing for his life as the gravity of his actions began to sink in.
That's your fault. You keep like nigga, at least go out with your fucking like your ski mask or something. I swear people be doing the dumbest shit for attention
Hey guys,
or money wise or whatever.
guy who robbed the bank here. My face is on the news and there's a $3,000 reward for tips leading to my capture. I'm scared. Robbing a bank wasn't worth it
And you're still talking to the internet, Marsh.
at all. I have like $4,800 left. I'm scared of leaving the hotel.
Loki, that would be a lot of money in 2015. Was it bad for inflation, man? Nah.
I want to get out of here,
That'd be a lot of bread, though.
but somebody may see me. I'm trapped. And this fear was justified. He was now a fugitive who was being actively pursued by the police. On top of that, he also had a BB gun on him, which looked like a real gun at first glance.
Oh, wow.
If the officers barged into his hotel room and saw this gun nearby, there was a real possibility he could lose his life over a relatively small amount. Despite his growing fear, he continued updating everyone on 4chan about his whereabouts.
Okay, I just emailed someone for a motorcycle and asked him if he could ride it to where I am so I can buy it, and also ask him for a helmet which will work to cover up my face. This is the best I could come up with. Wish me luck. If you keep, why the fuck are you now? Yo, stop telling them your plans, because now people are gonna look at, like, they're gonna look for you, like say for instance you're a motorcycle dude and you're gonna be like, hey, can I see you under your mask real quick? But then wait, are they allowed to do that? A cop's allowed to do that? Maybe something like that. I don't know. Brawny bank robber my size.
Until the 21st of August around 3 p.m. when, after hiding in a hotel room for nearly 24 hours, he managed to escape the city and vanish from the thread. Now, it's unclear what happened next, but based on what I've seen, it's likely the investigators were already monitoring his updates on 4chan, and his post about taking a cab from the hotel gave them the lead they needed to track him down.
Stupid.
On September 2nd, 2015, authorities arrested 26-year-old Pedro Smith, aka Anon Dump, about 70 miles from the crime scene in Gainesville. He was charged with armed robbery and faced a minimum of 10 years in prison. However, after a trial in September, he was sentenced to only 3 years in prison, which didn't make sense to some people on the internet.
Wow.
How did he get away with such a light sentence after robbing a bank and hiding from the police for so many days? A few people looked into his whereabouts after his release.
Look, he looks like a stalker. Like, he looked like he stalked niggas.
In March of 2018, and discovered that he was living in a luxurious home worth over $1.5
million
dollars in Miami. This pointed to the possibility that he had wealthy parents who could also afford top-tier lawyers to help reduce his sentence. In other words, the only reason Pedro had for robbing a bank and potentially risking his life was to gain the attention and approval of other users on 4chan.
But you're rich. Well, rich people go do problem stupid shit. But like, I'm not going to do, why would you rob a bank if you already got the money? I'm just lost. He looks.
The Monan Tunnels. In April of 2018, a 4chan user made a post seeking information about a disturbing picture they recently came across. It read, "On one of the recent iceberg chart threads, someone mentioned the Monan Tunnels not being on the iceberg. When I went to Google what these tunnels
Is it haunted?
were, the only results I got were the original thread and pic related. Does anyone know more about it? I don't know how to read EXIF data." Coupled with the post was an image that looked like the
Is it like
aftermath
war
of a
tunnels,
horrific
maybe?
crime scene. It depicts
Whoa. Nah, this might be a hoax, but like, whoa, that's crazy.
Figures standing in a grass field at night, their index fingers raised towards the sky. Behind them is what looks like the remains of a young child in a red jacket, lying face down on the grass.
Maybe that's a grown man.
No one on 4chan had any clue what the OP was talking about either. One user did claim to have seen a similar image back in the 2000s when they first started using 4chan, but they didn't provide any further information.
Crazy.
The contents of the image also divided the community in two. Some speculated that this was the trophy photo the two men took after ending a life. They look like hunters posing with a fresh kill, while others weren't so convinced. I feel like this might just be some kind of photo shoot.
Yeah.
You know, like a bunch of kids hanging out and they decided why not take some pictures, which led them to taking this picture just for them to show it around on the internet for shock or something.
Hey, he better than me. I wouldn't put my face on that dirty ass ground.
Which begs the question, what is this really? I tried searching for answers myself, however information surrounding this image is surprisingly hard to come by. For starters, the OP mentioned an iceberg chart thread in their post, but never provided the link or even the name of the thread. Looking at the image itself, there's not much we can gather from it either. There are no visible landmarks or even stars in the sky that can help us pinpoint the location where the image was taken. The only clue we have is the name, the Monan Tunnels, referring to the tiny town called Monan, Indiana. But even that's not much help, since the town is littered with hundreds of flat grass patches.
That's a lot of land.
Backdrop for this image.
That's a lot of land.
The camera noise makes it near impossible to estimate the year this image was taken based on the image quality as well. And there wasn't any useful information in its embedded data either. I also couldn't find any exact matches on the internet outside the original 4chan through reverse image searching. However,
wait, 74.7 billion images, but y'all couldn't find at least one? That's damn.
While looking for similar images, I came across something that could potentially clue us into the origin of this unsettling image. You see, there are two distinct possibilities for what it represents. First is that it was taken by a couple of serial killers as trophy photo proof of their horrible crime. But
Wow.
I wasn't able to find any matching incident that happened in Monan.
I wonder how serial killers will work for each other though. Like they kill each other. They kill people. Like one kills people, the other one kills people, and like, what if they feel like they want to kill each other just for, like, the temptation? Did they get tempted to kill each other, or did they just keep doing their job?
Or its surrounding area. Even if the killers were never caught, there would still probably be a report where the victim's description aligns with the person we see in the image.
Yeah.
Which leads us into the second, more likely possibility. This was simply a group of friends, and the person lying in the background is actually an adult who likely passed out after a night of drinking. Now, there's no way to know if the disturbing
See, that's what I thought too, because it might be the angles. That's probably why it's like a kid. I was low-key foreshadowing that.
feel of the image was intentional or not, but the possibility of this being a completely harmless picture is fairly high. Reverse image searching it brings up hundreds of similar photos with people having fun and lying down on a patch of grass at night. That being said, this is nothing more than conjecture on my part, and the reality could be anything. Then there's also the question of how the OP got their hands on this image if it's nowhere else to be found on the internet. Sadly,
Probably
it's
was
been
on their
over
phone.
7 years since the original thread, meaning it's unlikely we'll ever uncover the truth.
Lost media.
Spoon and duct tape experiment.
This shit. Okay, before I even click on this, maybe he tapes a spoon, put it on duct tape, and explode it. I'm just guessing off the bat.
On the 9th of April 2010, an anonymous 4chan user posted a fun science experiment for others.
Alright, I know this is a video related. You have to try this. Go to your kitchen and find a nice metal spoon. Teaspoons work, and the normal ones are better. Get yourself a lighter and a. You about to do some heroin? Sorry, but the bigger flame, or the better. Get some duct tape and wrap it around the handle, about 4 to 6 layers. Start heating up the spoon with lighter and make it really hot. Holding it above the flame for like about 2 minutes and should work. Go to the faucet, turn off the cold water, and it will full force. Hold the spoon directly under the faucet. Massive breaks. Post results. I feel like this is gonna make an explosion. I really feel like this is gonna make an explosion.
The instructions were as follows. Go to your kitchen and find a nice metal spoon. Teaspoons work too, but normal ones are better.
Yeah.
Get yourself a lighter. The bigger the flame, the better.
Wait, are you doing it? Is he doing it?
Better. Get some duct tape and wrap it around the handle, about 4 to 6 layers.
Wow.
Start heating up the spoon with the lighter. Make it really, really hot. Holding it just above the flame for about 2 minutes should work. Go to a faucet and turn on cold water at full force. Hold the spoon directly under the faucet. Post results. At first glance, this experiment looked like it
explodes,
had something
right?
to do with steam. Maybe pressing the hot spoon under the faucet would instantly vaporize the water, filling the room with a sudden burst of steam or fog, something along those lines. When, in reality, the results were much worse. Whoever thought of this wicked experiment...
Yeah, you're a dickhead. This thing, he probably found out the one day and he survived just to tell the tale.
...did so with the intention of hurting people.
Yeah, you're a dickhead.
Unfortunately, their plan worked better than they could have expected. Within the first hour of the thread going live, nearly a dozen people had injured themselves attempting to follow the instructions.
What did it do?
Hey, what could go wrong? And I tried it. At first, it steamed in my face like crazy, and then the spoon started ticking and split into 3 parts, one shooting through a plate, one through a cut, and the last barely missed me.
This nigga's trying to off niggas. Oh nah, this nigga moving like motherfucking Jigsaw.
I don't believe this, so I thought I would try this, expecting something cool would happen, like a lot of smoke. But instead, I got a shrapnel spoon. It nearly exploded in my hand and shards went off in all directions, causing me to take cover. Who
would think of this though? Like, why would you think of like doing this dumb shit? Like, you're an evil ass man. And even if it was for an experiment, I'll do it. Like I will do it outside and like duck and cover. You know what I'm saying?
It really cost me my life. I'm not coming here again. OP, why? I covered my face expecting steam. My hands are bleeding so much.
Oh, wow.
It hurts. No one do this. Extreme cooling causes metals to burst. Now, 4chan is no stranger to causing widespread harm with these cool experiments, like the one I covered in my previous 4chan video. However, this one stood out for just how dangerously destructive it was. It used extremely common household items like duct tape and a spoon.
Wait, is it too much pressure
And because
maybe?
it
And
didn't
it's like,
involve any chemicals, people were far less cautious about just how dangerous it could be. According to one explanation, heating the spoon causes the inner layers of the tape to become extremely hot, almost to the point of melting, while the outer layers remain cool enough to still touch.
got
Then,
you.
as the hot spoon comes under cold water, it quickly cools down. But since the inner tape around the handle is still scorching hot, it causes extreme temperature and pressure differences within the spoon, causing it to explode, sending shrapnel everywhere.
Yeah.
And while the damage on 4chan was already immense, that was only the beginning. From there, this experiment spread like wildfire to other popular forum sites like Newgrounds, claiming even more victims in the process.
Wow.
The only silver lining here is that the spoon and duct tape experiment copy pasta has since faded into—
Oh, the dumbass people on TikTok think it was a fucking train, like the head bust challenge or some dumb shit like that. You know, it's a new one, the Kool-Aid Man challenge. When they break niggas fences, like they be like, you know how Kool-Aid Man breaks the fence, like, oh yeah, they made that a trend now. That's crazy.
obscurity.
I wonder what the next dumbass challenge is gonna be.
So, at the very least, it hopefully won't be causing any more injuries.
Yeah, I pray not to. I pray nobody ever does the same ever again.
Epileptic attack.
Okay, I hope this doesn't help. I hope that people don't be doing this like on purpose to hurt people.
Back in 2008, some 4chan users got together and came up with one of the most cruel—
I never heard of 4chan though. Maybe I'm like too young. So yeah, I never heard of it though. I only heard of Reddit and shit like. But this like before Reddit and Skype.
pranks in the site's history. Now, unfortunately, most of that thread has been lost to time. The only surviving proof I could find was this screenshot detailing
Mega account spam, flashing gifts, party hard, etc. Troll the user base. Wait, question mark, profit?
what to do, stating, epileptic forum raid. 1. Make a
Why would I want to go to this?
account. 2. Spam flashing gifts.
Why would I want to go to this?
Etc. 3. Troll the user base. 4. Question marks. 5. Profit. Their target was the Epilepsy Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to supporting individuals with epilepsy and helping them find the care they need. After agreeing on a plan, the group of anonymous users headed over to the Foundation's website and exploited a security vulnerability to gain unrestricted access to the support forum. From there, they used a script to post hundreds of messages embedded with flashing animated GIFs with hopes of catching visitors off guard and triggering—
Oh, you gotta go to hell. Oh, the hell is hot for all of y'all.
seizures. Tragically, this was just
hell
as effective as they expected. Within seconds of the attack, dozens of users began experiencing intense migraines, with some even suffering full-blown seizures. One of the site's visitors, 33-year-old Rianne Foltz, described her painful experience in a later interview, stating, "It was a spike of pain in my head, and the lockup that only happens with really bad ones. I don't think I've had a seizure like that in about a year." She was just one of many victims that were swept up in what can only be described as a truly evil act.
You're
All the
fucking
while, the
sick.
4chan attackers were celebrating their victory, laughing at the victim's pain, and calling the attack incredible and amazing. Fortunately, the Epilepsy Foundation's
Arrested
IT
him, right?
department managed to quickly take control of the situation before it escalated into a widespread crisis. And while I couldn't find any solid proof, a few sources suggest that the attack may have triggered an FBI investigation. Unfortunately, because of 4chan's anonymity, the people responsible for this horrible attack were never identified or held
Now, see, the thing is, too, about this, like, if they did that shit now, they would have got tracked down low-key, though, bullshit.
accountable.
No, like, they would, oh my god, this looks scary as hell. What is this? Is a man, is this BDSM? But regardless, yo, if that would have happened nowadays, because this is 2018, this is, like, early fucking, well, I said 2018, 2008, this is, like, early internet, so, like, they don't really know and do anything about it, but it's, like, if this was, like, now, I wonder, like, if they would have got caught way faster and shit like that. But I hope you like the video, like, subscribe. This is the third video after GTA 6 trailer just released the release date, so I hope y'all are well and stuff like that, because I need y'all to be alive to play GTA, and also I'm gonna play GTA for y'all. But I hope y'all like the video, like, subscribe, share this with your friends. If y'all like the video, comment down below what else y'all react to, or comment down below what game should I play that's trending right now. But yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.